There's a term called embrace the suck. That's what we're doing this morning. Didn't get much video at camp because it was raining like this and we were trying to get packed up in a hurry. We just hit our 2-mile mark. It's not terrible. Not my favorite thing to do, but it's not the worst either. And the leaves are a little slippery. So I'm gonna put this away and keep on hiking. Hike on. All right, how you doing there?
Good. 2 miles to go.
2 miles to go.
Doing great.
So we wanted to jump on here and do a quick little video about the end of our hike. The last day of footage, we weren't really able to record a whole lot because it was pouring down rain the entire time. So we just kind of wanted to jump on here and talk about some of the highlights from the last day. We didn't even get a picture taken at the Foothills Trail side at Table Rock State Park because it was just raining so hard and we were pretty miserable at that point. So we just decided to do this as a little recap of everything, tie it up in a nice pretty bow and add it to the end of the day 5 video. So, start with day 1.
Oh, I just want to add that this year's hike, the 5 days that we're out there, started a year ago on March 13th when Caitlin and I started at Oconee State Park. I don't know if we made that clear or not, but March 13th, 2022, Caitlin and I started at Oconee, and we spent 4 days on trail and ended up getting off trail at Whitewater, where we had a car staged. It was supposed to be our resupply, a bunch of food in the trunk, but we decided to get off trail that day because we had to postpone leaving Oconee because of really, really cold weather. It was the day that we were supposed to leave, it got down to like 12 degrees and it was snowing and just lousy. So we ended up having to leave late. And then on the day that we left from Whitewater, it was pouring and there was forecast for rain for the next several days. So we just took advantage of having the car there at Whitewater, and we went ahead and jumped off and said, we'll come back and finish this later. And later ended up being March 13th of 2023, where originally Caitlin, her fiance, Maggie, and I were going to complete what Caitlin and I hadn't finished the year before. So March 13th of 2023, we started out at Whitewater and we finished at Table Rock. So Caitlin and I finished our through hike. It took us a year to do it, but we did it. And Maggie and I are going to do the Oconee to Whitewater section. So Maggie will complete her through hike, and that'll be either this fall or next spring.
I want my patch.
She wants the patch.
I want my patch, my American patch. So anyway, Greg ended up not joining us, which was kind of sad, and but we decided to go ahead and move forward with our plans. So you know, Caitlin met us. We stayed at the hotel in Sapphire. We did the car juggling, and we got everything figured out, and we're able to take off. And we had beautiful weather the entire time, all with the exception of the very last day when we woke up, and we woke up to the sound of a little bit of rain hitting the tent. And I'm not going to go into all the details of day 1 through 4 because we've already made videos on that, but the Cantrell campsite was really it was not our favorite campsite. The first of all, the ground, there was not a lot of good places for flat tent placement, sort of flat ground. So we kind of struggled with that when we first got there, and none of us were thinking 100% at that point because we were on day 4 and we were pretty tired and whooped. But another thing that was a little misleading was that the gut hooks or the Far Out app said that there was a definite water stream there, and there was also a cistern there. And you know, thank God for the Boy Scouts for putting the cisterns out because they are a water source if you need water. But damn, the smell was super hard for me to get past. It reminded me of old fish tank smell, and I just could not drink the water there. I could cook with it and eat with it because I was boiling it, and that settled my mind for some reason. But you know, just to drink it straight out of the bottle after filtering it, it was still pretty rank. So if you're gonna plan on camping there and you need to depend on water, it's probably a good idea to camp out somewhere. But another interesting fact about that night was we got set up and we ate dinner, we went to bed, and the wind started howling, and it was really weird because the wind was super strong and super loud, but it was not like in the campsite itself. It was up in the trees above us and all in the mountains around us, but our tents weren't rattling or moving at all, but the wind was crazy ridiculous. You know, and I was a little nervous about that, so I didn't really sleep a whole lot that night. And I don't think Caitlin did either. Did you sleep good that night? No. So anyway, you know, we started packing up the next morning and the rain started coming down, so we didn't really do any type of recap video. So now, from the comfort of our home, we decided that we wanted to tag us on to the end of the video so we could share a little bit of thoughts about our last day on trail. So I am looking forward to getting back out there and going from Oconee to Whitewater, and hopefully we can do that sooner rather than later. And that's about it.
Yeah. Just a quick recap. I guess just a quick recap for the last day. We got on trail earlier than we did any other day. We were on trail at 7:30, and it was sprinkling like, I don't know what time it started, but it was sprinkling when we were breaking camp. But it seems like as soon as we hefted our packs, it started pouring, and it rained steady or poured the whole time that we hiked that last day. So when we left Cantrell, we made a decision like a mile or two in, and we were still carrying our crappy Cantrell aquarium water with us. We made the decision.
Our crappy fish,
yeah.
Rotten fish water smell.
Let's not stop for lunch. Let's not stop at all. Let's just push through. So we did 9 miles the last day without a break, and kind of regret when we got up to the pinnacle area where you have this really great lookout. We couldn't see 10 feet in front of us by the time, you know, the ascent up the pinnacle, and then the next half mile down, there wasn't 10 miles of visibility, or 10 miles, there wasn't 10 feet of visibility. And so there was no views, and but I wish I'd broken my camera at least for then, because man, there was like 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts up there, super rainy, super foggy. Caitlin made the comment that she said like that was like a whole different place, you know, like walking the Foothills Trail for 4 days in beautiful sunny blue sky weather. was very nice. And then being on that last day, being up at Pinnacle, it was like being on a different planet. But we, got up, got down, no breaks, stopped at Table Rock, kind of cleaned up a little bit in the restrooms. The little office wasn't open, so we couldn't get a Coke or anything.
Or a hat.
And we did manage to get that at the visitor center. And then Caitlin went her way, and we went ours. We drove straight back to Savannah that day, and it was awesome. So, waiting on my patch, and then waiting to go out with Maggie again and do that first 30 miles. So, can't recommend the Foothills Trail enough. So
yeah,
awesome.
it's an amazing trail, and it's hard, but every hard thing you do, there's something that makes it worth it at the end. So it's definitely a great trail, and people talk about it being a training trail for the Appalachian Trail all the time. And we've done almost the first 90 miles of the Appalachian Trail, and we have not run into anything quite this hard. As far as elevation changes in short distances. So there's a lot of stairs, and there's a lot of railroad cross ties like bolted into the ground for steps, and you've seen those in our previous videos. And it's a hard trail, but type 2 fun. Sucks while you're doing it, but you're glad you did it when you finished. So that's our recap.